So what's up, y'all? Peace, peace. Let's break down John chapter 10, and let's get into why everybody's a false prophet. Because I know when I say these things, people be acting like I think my shit don't stink. But truth must be told. That's why we haven't had a movement yet. You know, all our movements fail because we're in this position because of God. We're not in this position because of a white man. Don't ever get that misconception. The scriptures let you know God put us here. So God was going to bring us out. This will make God prophecy so important. It's not even about what God did back then. Those are just lessons to teach people who are hard-headed. You know, but this is the time where the prophecies of God redeeming the people. God never had to redeem us because God never put us low. And a lot of people teach we've been enslaved after enslaved after enslaved. You know, that's not true, y'all. But let's get into John chapter 10. Come follow me. So we're in John 10, y'all. And it says what? Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is the thief and robber. So when the Bible say, will a man rob God, right? Well, these are your thieves and robbers who have stood up what? As a sheep herder, as a leader of the sheep. But what? They haven't went through the door. Now we know the doorway is not a Bible. That's you climbing in some other way. We know the door is not the church door. That's you climbing in some other way. We know the door is not the Masonic temples. That's climbing in some other way. We know the door is not the Hebrew Israelites. That's climbing in some other way. And all these people who have climbed in, these are your thieves and robbers of God. But let's keep going. Verse 2. But he that entered by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. Now, as I always tell my brothers, where's the door? But let's keep going, because this is not even what I want to touch on. Verse 3. To him the potter opens, and the sheep hear his voice. And when he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them. Now remember, that's very important, that the shepherd go before the sheep. The shepherd don't send the sheep. The shepherd go before the sheep. Hold on to that. He goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice, not his image, not his scriptures. But what? A voice, a living vessel. Verse 5, a stranger they would not follow. This is why we're all following what feel good to us. You know, itchy ears. We don't all have a leadership. You know, we all separate. Verse 5, a stranger they will not follow, will flee from him, for they know not the voice of stranger. Now, all that was a parable. Now let's get into verse 6, which is the explanation of the parable of the thieves and robbers. Let's see who the thieves and robbers are today. Verse 6, this parable Jesus spake unto them, but they understood not what things they were which he spoke unto them. Then said Jesus unto them again, verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. I am. You can't go through the book. That's climbing in some other way. You can't go to church. You can't go to religion. All that's climbing in some other way and making you what? A thief and a robber, which will make you a false prophet. You got prophet in a false way. So Christ is the door you have to go through if you want to lead people to God. But we're not talking about a 2,000-year-old Christ, because this Christ has a voice. This is a living vessel with a voice that you have to hear and you recognize, damn, God did that. Verse 8, all that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and he shall go in and out and find pasture. Rest, the Sabbath day. Verse 10, the thief cometh not, but to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. Did y'all read that, y'all? So religion, you're not having life more abundantly if you got to take out your private time to go to service and praise and worship. That's not having life more abundantly. This will make all these people thieves and robbers. They're not giving us life. Judging the Roman Catholic Church, setting up our own kingdom so we can give life. That sounds like giving life. Not giving false hope, what a lot of these people are doing. False hope. So the real Christ is on earth to give life to the people. Physically and spiritually. Don't get it twisted. But this is why we have a bunch of false prophets that's robbing God, which means they're using the book to promote a false prophecy, a false prophet. You won't gain nothing out of their teachings. You will just be held captive in their concentration camps. And they marking you with false information, which is the 666, it's come from man. This is the 7th day, it come from God. Peace.